Okay.
See,
Oh, is it empirical?
No.
Well, my name is Becky Wright, so thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. I'm a star director, number 213. So I've been with Scentsy for quite a while. But, huh?
I'm 239. We're like,
Oh, we are. Anyway, I guess we're a small enough group we could go around and introduce each other real quick. That would be kind of fun. Oh, here comes another one. Hi, sign in. Welcome. Anybody have recruiting journals that they brought back? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oops, somebody forgot.
I saw it up.
Okay, everybody familiar with what we're doing with the recruiting journals?
No, I recruited on my own without the journal. Keep your own journal. Yeah, and then write it in when you get the journal. Yeah.
Well, when we get some recruiting journals back, then we draw tickets for whoever would like to have one. And what you do is it's kind of a challenge for you to go out and get a recruit during the month and journal about it. Journal about like how you got the recruit, maybe a little bit about yourself and them, and what process you went through with recruiting them. And then bring it back along with your recruit if possible the next month, and you'll get a prize. So.
You get a prize if you bring it back. You get a bigger prize if you bring your recruit.
That's correct. You get a prize if you bring it back, a bigger prize if you bring your recruit with you.
Where do we put our questions?
Just hang on to the
I
questions
didn't
right
read the
now.
book to get the recruit.
Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes.
What if your recruit is long distance?
Yes, that was my question.
Well, all you can do is journal about it. Unfortunately, you still get a prize. So.
Can we Skype them in?
That's okay. I suppose that's possible. I don't know. You have to ask the lady in charge.
Can we Skype them in?
Skype them
Well, she
in.
says, what if the recruit is long distance? Then what?
I think they
Yeah, I think the initial idea was to have them local so we could bring them to the meetings and talk about the experience, specifically, you know, getting local.
But you still get a prize anyway, so.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a few more walking in. We're a little bit of a late start. But the first thing we're going to do tonight, while you guys are thinking of your questions that you want to talk about, again, it can be about any of the brands. But we're going to talk about Sincerely Scent a little bit while you guys write your questions down. So how many of you are promoting these wonderful scented cards we have? One? That's it? Nobody else is?
I'm on the verge.
No, great.
I'm on the verge. I just want to learn more about it myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
I started.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're talking about it tonight then. There's still plenty of chairs up front. Hello, people.
I don't bite.
Serious.
Okay, well, how many of you have this handy dandy little thing? A few of you. This is only $7, you guys. Order it through Family Store. And this is a great tool to take with you to your parties or have it at a booth with you if you do any booths, things like that. For $7, you get all of these cards inside. Okay, and they're just samples of what can be done. And it talks about, gives you a little bit of information on each one. This one shows you how you can put a photo on it. If you've not done cards on the Sincerely Scent site, just go check it out. You can go to sincerelyscent.com and go check it out if nothing else. So you can get a look at the cards and stuff that they offer. And they offer 15 different scents. So it gives you a little scent circle up here. And this card that you apply over here then actually has an actual scent circle. So gives you an idea. There are different layouts that you can choose from when you're actually doing a card online. So this is just a sample of where there's 3 windows where you can change it to a text box, a photo, signature, whatever you want to do there. As far as doing the signature, welcome. As far as doing the signature goes, basically what they said is you take a picture of your signature and then put it online. And then you just copy that in at like a picture, like you upload a picture of your signature is what you do. So it's a very simple process. Okay, so again, this is just one example of the layout, and then you can check out the other cards for other different types of layouts that they offer and so on and so forth. There are usually 3 different layout options to choose from. You just personalize it however you want from there, whatever you want to say, or you can choose the saying that comes with that particular card, but you can take a look at all the cards that they offer in all the different categories. So if you haven't checked out sincerelyscent.com, go take a look at it. Okay, you can get a lot of information just from that without actually having to do the cards in detail. Okay, but this is only $7, and it's a great sample to have with you to show at your parties and such. Okay, and this is a super duper great tool because you not only can, with selling the cards, you not only can use them as a business tool that you can send thank you cards to your hostesses, or birthday cards or anniversary cards to your downline, and you're making money off of this. So you can buy your own kit of cards and then use it for business purposes and for personal purposes. Yes?
What's like the minimum kit that starts?
25, 50, and 100.
Okay.
Those are the 3 different packages that you can,
No,
you
there's
can
a
get.
10.
Oh, there's a 10 too, sorry.
Okay.
So there's a
10, 20.
10, 25, and 100, sorry.
10, 25, and 100.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and there's no, I think I figured out there's no price break as far as, it's all the same, $2.85 a card. That includes postage. You can't beat that.
Okay.
Your only time you're gonna beat that's at a dollar store, and those are cheesy cards, so, you know, you can't get a scented card that way. So this is a great deal with including postage and everything for you. And you can do it up to 364 days in advance. So if you wanna go and you know, plan out your cards for all year long for your family, so you've got all your family birthdays written down, and you can go in January, pick them all out for the year, tell it when you want to have it mailed, and you're all set and done for the year. Okay, it's that easy. That's 1 point per card. So if you buy a package of 10, you have 10 points. That's 10 cards. It's that simple.
So what's the PRV on that?
The PRV is less postage.
Oh.
Okay, so if you buy the $100 package, it's $285, but your PRV is only, I think it's $240, $245, something like that. Okay?
So they won't pay us on a postage, huh?
So you can
Scentsy's pretty generous, so let's get them a break.
I know.
Yes.
You might also note that to find them online, you just type in the word credit. Some people have trouble finding them when they go to purchase them online. Just type in
We got
credit.
credits.
If you type in the word credit,
In your workstation.
When you're ordering them, on your order form.
Or the number of.
Yeah.
On your
you start
order
with the
form,
number
pick
of go-to.
credit, is what she's saying, or when you're ordering them, put credit in the little order box, and it'll pop down with your packages of which ones you can order. Is that what you're saying? Okay. And then I want to explain too, and I'll pass this around, or actually I'll just leave it up here, and you guys can come check it out after the meeting or whatever. All the envelopes are lined. They've got a special lining inside of them so that the scent doesn't dissipate or anything during the mailing process. So it keeps it all nice and fresh for that purpose. So they're very, very nicely done.
Where are those sent out from, do you know?
How are they sent out from? That I'm not sure.
Texas.
Texas, thank
Woo!
you.
It's rather ironic. The return address is Meridian and the postage stamp was Texas.
Okay, thank you. I had not seen that, so I didn't know. Okay, any other questions on Sincerely Sent?
What about sending them
Abroad.
Sending them what?
Abroad.
Abroad? So far, we can only do it in the United States and Canada.
You can send them to abroad, but not
And
abroad.
APO boxes. And APO boxes.
Oh.
Yeah, we can send them to abroad. Yes. So APO addresses, Canada and the United States, that's all that's available at this point. Yes. Because APO addresses, are actually considered United States. So, yes.
I thought I had heard something where we got some credits or something. When they first came out with this, I thought,
Some of the directors got to experiment and they gave them credits to play with it, but not us.
Yeah, the superstar directors.
developers. That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, they're the ones that help work out some of the bugs in the system, and that's why Sincerely Sent was postponed for a little bit. They had to work out the bugs with the software. So,
But I think I remember, because I had a downline ask me about that. She said, where are our credits?
yeah.
And I thought they were giving us some credits or something, no? Okay.
Any other questions on Sincerely Sent before we move on?
Did
Okay.
you talk about how that they can,
Customize it?
no,
Is it-
how they can only purchase it from you personally? Did you
Oh,
talk about that?
good question, Cheryl. Yes. They cannot go onto your website. Customers can't go onto your website and just order it. They have to order it through you, and you have to place the order. Now,
Yay, you get to work with your customers.
that's right. That's the whole idea behind that. The Scentsy is trying to get you to work with your customers on a more personal basis.
But what about design? You have to design that card?
No.
No, just to buy the package.
Oh, you buy the credits and they get online?
And they're gonna get
They send them
emailed.
an email with a code.
What'll happen, they'll get
And then
emailed
it's
a
accepted
redemption code,
in
is
their
what they call it.
thing. It's great.
And then when they go onto sincerelysent.com, they enter the redemption code after they've registered. Because they register their own personal information with the address and everything for return address, because it's gonna show with your return address on there. Okay, and they'll register, or put in your redemption code, and then it knows how many you bought on that redemption code, and then it just, you can keep those credits for as long as you want. Okay? Yes?
I just wanted to reiterate, when you're selling or upselling to your customers with this, you need to make sure that you get a valid email, because that's
Correct.
the only way they get the code. You're not going to get the email, they get the email.
That's correct. So be careful on your email addresses that you get it down correctly. Any other questions? Yes?
Say I'm a customer and I buy 10 credits from you, but I want to give my credits to somebody else. Can they gift credits? Their own credits that they have on their account, can they give them to somebody else?
Like you use part of them and you give part of them away, or give the whole thing away? If you give the whole thing away, it's gonna be like by purchasing a gift, like purchasing any Scentsy as a gift. You would put in their information
Right, but
so
if
they
I
get
buy
it.
10 credits from you,
And it's, and
and I
the
have
email is
10.
your address.
right, I have 10 in my account, but I want to give 5 to Keely.
You can give her the, you would have to sign in as you with her, and
Or she'd
give her
have
the
to log in
redemption.
as you and use
She'd
the
have to
code.
log in as you. Because
That's
you
what
do
I was
have,
asking, is there ability
yeah, you
to
do
gift
have
it
to
somebody
register,
else?
so you can't like use part of them and gift part of them unless you're willing to share that sign-in information. Make sense? Great for Christmas cards, guys, so that's what I would be pushing.
It's also great for businesses, business owners who like to give out cards for whatever reason. So, you know, take a look at your customer base or create new customer base for the people who, you know, business owners that would maybe want to send out cards for summer. A lot of them do it anyway, so
Right.
they might as well switch to ours because they're so nice.
Right.
And like Orville and Heidi did on this card for the leadership, you know, companies can put their company logo or a picture of their staff, or you guys can put your family photo.
Lots of
Yeah,
options.
you can customize the outside and the inside. So have as much or as little
And it doesn't cost
as
any
you want.
extra?
No, it doesn't cost
No.
any extra.
No, because you're downloading or uploading your own information, your
It's
own
really
pictures,
easy to do
everything.
too.
It's very easy. It walks you through step by step. It's not a complicated process at all. So these are some sample cards that we have gotten from the company to us. So feel free to take a look at them, and if you haven't gotten one yourself. But otherwise, like I said, in this kit here, it actually has a send spot, so you can check it out.
Are they circle or square? Because that one was a square and then that one's a
The
circle.
square was their test ones.
Okay.
So
Not
they
that
are,
it
they
matters,
are
but it's
literally
just different.
circles now. That was when they first were coming out, and they just wanted to get a sample out to us as quick as they could.
The very first one was Barbie.
Any other questions, Lon? So check it out. If nothing else, just go to sincerelysent.com and play with the website. Yes?
Do we know if those, when they initially sent them out, those kits that they sent out by accident, do you remember? They sent like 200
In starter kits.
starter kits. They sent
Oh, that I have not.
the packs. I just wondered if they were the same or they were different. because I had a recruit that got one, and we were all.
Got one of these,
Yeah.
is what you're saying?
But I don't know if it's the same.
I
or
would
different.
imagine it is, but I don't know for sure, I haven't heard that.
I'm fairly certain it's the same. I have a recruit that got one. And it's the
Are they
same.
including it now, or is that by accident?
It was an
It was an
accident.
accident.
Accident, okay.
200.
They're only
accidents.
$7, you guys. Great business tool to have. Throw it on an order, so you don't have to pay extra postage
Yeah.
or anything. You do know you can order stuff from the family store along with your regular orders.
Wait a minute, what?
Yes.
Did you not know that?
I've laughed
Hello,
in my
sponsor! You can? Yes, you can. So if you're putting in an order and it's gonna ship to you anyway and you need some supplies,
I didn't know that. She feels terrible.
add it to the
No,
order.
actually, I told her she used to be blonde. I'm just kidding, no.
Anyway, add it to your order, you guys. That's the easiest way to get around the postage.
Oh,
and
that's
all that.
awesome.
Oh, and we should bring that up too. Are you all aware the postage or shipping is going up?
Yes.
Okay. This is a positive thing, you guys. They have been very generous to us over the years and not raised prices for as long as they possibly can. Same with the warmers when they went up by $5. They're fought with the people who make the manufacturers because they did not want to raise the prices, but they just got pushed that they had to do it. So, so this is a good thing. It's a positive thing, and make sure you stress that to your teams and your downline that this is not a bad thing. It's just an adjustment, and just like anything else in life. So, any questions on that? Okay. Well, I guess we'll introduce our directors, right?
And then I'll collect questions if anybody has any ready. Does anyone have any ready?
So while she's collecting any questions, and keep writing down questions as you go along, there's, because if we have time, we'll keep answering them. But we have 3 directors we're going to have come up here tonight, if we could talk one into coming up. So the first one I'd like to introduce would be Cheryl Stoddard. She's a STAR director. She signed up with Scentsy in January of '05. So she's a good time newbie, and her consultant number is 69. So our next one would be Lisa Patton, also a STAR director. And you said your number was 239. And you signed up when? Would have been
February '06.
February '06. And the last one was Janice Oliver. Please. She didn't want to be on camera, you guys.
She's the shy one.
She is also a STAR director, number
5730.
5730. You signed up
February of '08.
February
I remember that.
So, how many of you love having these recorded, by the way? Are you sharing them with your downline?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I love
Isn't
it.
it great?
Thank you.
I think it's awesome, so thank you.
Thank you, camera dude.
Yes, we love you too. So these are our directors for tonight to help answer any questions to the best of their ability. And I thought it'd be fun if we started off with them just telling us what they love about Scentsy the most. So Cheryl, what do you love about Scentsy the most?
Oh my goodness.
You have to pick just one?
I know, I think it might be easier to tell you what I don't like about Scentsy. No, that wouldn't be easier either. Nothing. I love everything about Scentsy. I think my favorite thing is that how many people I've met and how many friends I've made, and that I get to, be part of people's lives all the time. That's my favorite.
I think my favorite is watching people get excited about what I got excited about. And I think that just seeing them go, ha, and you're like, yeah, isn't that cool?
And what was it you got excited about?
You know, I can't even tell you if it was one thing. My first nose sniff was winter candy apple. I don't remember what warmer I bought first. And I had a rotten job interview that day, the day before I signed up. And they not once asked my skill set, why I thought I could do the job, why I even applied, but it was, what are you going to do with your life, Lisa? How are you going to improve? You should go to college. And I was just like, seriously? This is a job interview with a company I've invested 10 years in? And I was just devastated, and my friend was having a Scentsy party, and I'm like, what the heck is Scentsy? And I didn't want to go, but I went because I'm a friend. And I sat on the floor with this basket, and I was looking at all the stuff, and she's like, some lady's over here, she goes, well, I like cinnamon smells, and I'm pulling up stuff, and I go, that probably has cinnamon, and that probably has cinnamon, and another says flowers, and I'm going, well, that would be flowers, and that would be flowers. And Michelle's sitting off the side, and she's going, you ought to sell it. I said, I don't have a college degree. I can't do it. And she says, no, you really should. And I go, no, I just can't. Well, I went home, dreamt all night about how I was going to market myself with this business. And I was going to show that boss that interviewed me for nothing. And I would say, see, I am something, and I don't have a college degree. But I got excited with just the fact that I knew what it was, and I didn't know what it was. Does that make any sense? It was like, oh, this is kind of easy.
That's the point.
Yeah. And so when someone goes, you're kidding, it's a light bulb? I know, right? You're kidding, it's just food wax? Yeah, right? It lasts 50 to 80 hours? Yeah. Crazy. Now it's Bellotta, and now it's Grace Adele. It's like, oh.
Bellotta does not last 60 to 80 hours though.
I hope not. I hope not.
60 to 80 dips.
By yourself.
Actually, just so you know, I tested my Bellotta to see how long I could leave it going in my warmer, and it went like 3 days.
Wow.
On low.
On low.
On low.
Wait, you have a lot of self-control. That's crazy.
Well, I had to test it, right? So it does last 60 to 80 hours. I promise. You keep the lid on, it's chocolate.
I would know that.
What did it do after that time?
Nothing. It was great. Like, literally, I ate it. It's been on for 3 days. But it's chocolate. What's the difference?
Yeah,
Right?
it's non-perishable, it's, yeah.
I did it.
I love it.
I love your tests.
I know.
So what I love most about Scentsy and the Scentsy family is just the flexibility that it's given me in my life, and how I can set my own hours and not have a boss. And it's huge. And once you get to that point in your business, you'll understand what I'm saying, and you won't want to ever be tied down to a job again, because it's just the best thing in the world.
We need a t-shirt that says like job with the, or boss with the zero thing.
Yeah, exactly.
No boss.
Exactly.
That's a great idea. Send that into Scentsy.
Yeah, I love it.
Ready.
And feel free to come up with questions all throughout the evening, because something you hear in the conversation tonight or in the questions being asked might spark something that makes you think of something. So just wave it at me and I'll keep watching to see if there's more. Okay, first question for our directors. What about party ideas for Grace Adele?
Are you going to ask us, how should we do it? Should we each answer, or are you going to direct it to one person, or what?
Have any of you done a Grace Adele party yet?
Yes, I have.
That's pick a person.
What? How come he keeps getting back?
Just because she
Back
keeps
up.
bonking my arm.
Just skip back to the shelf and you won't be able to
No,
see
I got both of the shells.
I feel like Edith Ann.
I know, that's why I picked the shortest.
Okay, Janice, we'll direct it to
Janice, I know
you.
you just had a recent Grace Adele
I
party. so maybe
have one
we'll
coming
direct
up on
this
Saturday.
It's really tall.
So, anytime I do a party, I just really keep it simple and brief, because, and I don't play games at my party, because I'm not a game person, obviously, but I'm, so, and I want.
obvious, that's not obvious.
Really?
No.
It is dark.
Can't you see the tattoo on her forehead that says no games?
I'm all business.
All business, no games.
You seem so
No, but I just like to, show the products and get people in and out, because I know how my schedule is, and I just don't think people want to be at a party for 3 hours. So I like to keep them very brief, and I set up a display, and that's what I'm going to do with my Grace Adele party. I have several different bags and clutches I'm going to bring and set them up, and pass them around and have everybody, try and mix and match the bags, and just pick out different styles and things like that. But the products sell themselves, so I don't think there's a lot to it, really.
What do you find about the product that seems to be the thing that gets them?
I think just showing them how the bag can look so different by putting 2 or 3 different clutches in it, or using a bag without a clutch. I mean, the looks are just amazing, and it's just really fun to look at the different combinations.
Or the intelligent interior. That is smarter than I am, because I can never find what pocket I put it in.
Yeah. You need to make them so they talk.
I'm over here.
So I have a different answer than you, because I'm thinking of ways to get parties versus what to do at a party. So I was at the movie theaters, and my second favorite thing to do after Scentsy's movie. So I was at the movie theaters carrying my cutest bag in the whole wide world, and the gal behind the counter says, "Oh, that is the cutest bag. I love purses." I said, "I know, me too." She's like, I said, "Guess what? I sell them." And she said, "You do? How much is it?" And I said, "I'm not going to tell you, but here's what I will tell you. You can earn it for free." She's like, "Really? Yeah, you have to have a party." "Okay." And she wrote down her name right there. And while she's working, I'm buying my popcorn, and I, got her contact so that I could book a party. Yeah,
You're right.
There you go.
That was good. Yeah.
I actually had somebody ask me if it was a Coach purse.
Really? Nice.
Wow.
That
Did you
tells
say
that
it's even better?
Yes, I said no, but it's even better.
Yeah.
And you'll like the price better too.
Some people think it's like a notch in their belt to actually pay $300 to whatever $100 to own a purse. So that won't always make everybody feel better, What do you mean I'm getting a purse without paying $500 for it? But in most cases, that will that will make them happy.
Well, they can buy the accessories and take that up to $500.
There you go. That's true.
If they really feel like spending that much money, they sure
Yeah,
will.
we got some jewelry for
Oh,
you, sister.
they can buy more than
And
one
guess what?
purse.
It'll go right along with your purse.
Don't they need it in all the colors?
And leather. You gotta have it in leather.
Okay, Lisa, do you want to answer this one? If there is a customer who doesn't like a bar that they received, what do you do to get them a new bar? Do they buy themselves? Do you take one out of your own stock and replace it?
I do. I figure customer service is probably the most important thing. I had a friend test my limit on what I would take back. She just bought the Emma and carried it around, decided it was too heavy, and came in, she goes, "I want to return this." And so I'm bartering her money back. I cut hair also, in many things I do, but I cut her hair. She has a short style like me, and I know how to get it to stand up. So she goes, "Why don't we just," I said, "Do you want your money back?" And she goes, "Well, no, not all of it anyway. Maybe we can swap haircut and stuff." And I go, "Absolutely," because I don't have to give her any money back. It's just my time, and it's half hour for a haircut. So that's easy. But yeah, I always tell my customers when I deliver the product, if you find there's something in here that you don't like, let me know. I'd rather you be happy with what you have than sit there and have a bar that stinks. And I had one customer who bought a bunch of stuff, and I mean a bunch, big bars, and got pregnant, and almost half of the bars then stunk to her. And so I took them back, and I did pay her her money back because I could resell them. But yeah, I always think customer service is first, and I want them happy or they don't come back.
And if they're partially used, you can melt them into samples or
Yeah.
just use them for your own personal inventory.
I
I'll
just
burn
tell
just
my
about
swap
anything in
them.
my, yeah, I just swap them.
Swap
I'll
it
try
out.
just about anything in my own personal house, except
Yeah.
my fig. Yeah.
Say, I won't give money back, but I will swap out with a different scent.
I have a policies thing here too. If it's new, hasn't been used, you have $100 worth of product that you can swap from Scentsy. If it's just something the customer didn't like, that there's nothing wrong with it, just didn't like it, you have $100 per year to swap things through Scentsy. So that's a possibility, but there's really no reason to do it because that takes a lot of time. You get the debit thing on your account. You might as well just take care of it yourself and this is your business. Treat it like your business. If you had a store with, doors and whatever, and your customer came in, you would take care of them, whatever it took, right? Remember that when you're taking care of a customer for whatever reason. Just remember what it would be like if they were, coming into your personal store. So just take care of them. You don't have to worry about it.
Because if you don't, somebody else will.
Somebody else will, and they'll find them.
And they will have no reason to go to somebody else if you're taking good care of them. Okay, Cheryl, do you want to answer this one? Sure. What are cost-effective ways to send scents to someone out of the state if you don't have a mini tester kit?
Are we talking about like the whole batch of scents? Is that what we're talking about, or are we talking about
like scent samples? Sincerely, scent's a great way to send people samples of scents, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because then you're not worried about making your own sample, if it's going to get destroyed in the mail, if it's going to melt all over everything. Sincerely, scent is designed.
Are we talking to do a basket party or just to get a sample to them?
But there's only 15.
Well, and it's only going to be one scent at a time.
It's expensive too. That's $2.85 to send one sample.
So what's the question again?
What are some cost-effective ways to send scents to someone out of state if you don't have a mini tester kit? So I'm assuming that would mean
You can
somebody
buy
wants to do a
buy
basket party or
individual mini
smell.
testers, and they come in a sleeve of 5, don't they?
Yeah.
So, and it's not very much, like $1.50.
Maybe just get the favorites or the
Yeah,
winter
just get,
or-
if you spent $10 or, $20 and you bought some sleeves, then you could just send a couple of samples.
Okay, there's I think it's still available. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but
It is.
there's a little flip thing that has a little, yes. It's only the favorites.
Scent appeals.
Scent appeals, right. Yeah, these. And it's only the favorites, but that's okay. And you could probably, it would probably cost you, a couple of bucks in an envelope for this. And so they'll get a good idea of how, at least the favorites this way.
Actually shipped, when I made an order, I just shipped it separately to my mom that was having a book party. The favorites or whatever. I just had it sent. No, actually, just like she's talking about the favorite scents.
Okay.
I just shipped it to her in Georgia because I think it's better if they ship it, just because.
Yeah,
they
package it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, so you shipped the mini
it.
testers from the warehouse to the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that too. And if that turns out to be a decent, it's your mom or your sister or a good friend, just tell them to hold on to it and collect orders from time to time and you'll just keep taking care of them for that.
I'm trying to recruit too.
And recruit. That's always, basket parties are your best recruit because they're doing your job.
So how long do the scents last on those cards?
You know what? I have some in my drawers for a couple of years because I kind of thought they were not. No. I thought that the scents. I guess I was thinking because they were only the favorites. I was thinking they're not as valuable, and then I realized, well, that was dumb. And some of them were not current anymore. But anyway, we took them out of the drawer. They smell just fine. So they didn't.
If
lose
they
their
were
top
used
scent,
a
like-
lot, I honestly don't know how long they would last.
Christy has this.
They just make your purse smell.
I don't actually.
They're just so you can have
do
them,
they?
if
Oh,
somebody
okay.
approaches you, you have them,
Yeah.
so that you say, ooh, smell this one.
And they're pretty sealed. Like I can't smell them from here. So
My
I think
kids
you really have to lift them and
Love to
smell.
play with them. They lift the things up and I'm out of booze and that's how I keep them busy.
Yeah. Okay, Christy.
I do a ton of parties out of state. Almost all of my parties are out of state. And I never send testers. And my parties are $200 to $400 or $500.
So what's your secret? What do you do?
I use samples and I attach them to my business card. On average at my house, I have about 10 different sample scents in baskets. I will melt down my bars and then have little baskets. So I'll grab one of each one, throw it in with like 6 catalogs and some order forms. That is all they need, and they can actually use the scent. Then they don't need the whole set, and they will order like crazy. And I never
descriptions are
expect
so good.
anything back
Yeah.
because I've had so many kits not return that I've done this out of necessity,
Mhm.
and on average, you know, about 10 different scents. Usually it's like a festival of trees right now, you know, I'll do a little bit of spring or,
Popular, yeah.
yeah, and it works great, and that's all you need.
Where do you get your molds? Like the tiny molds,
not the big
honking Like those Halloween molds on the table.
Those I got at the dollar store today.
Okay.
But I usually go to the hobby center in Nampa off Garrity.
Oh,
It's
this fun.
dive kind of hobby store, and they have a whole section
Of like the mini, you know how sometimes
Mini,
they're
mini.
too
Yeah,
big?
little like
Very, very
dime
small.
size or small.
Yeah, that's what I
Very
want.
small.
Small ones are too big.
and they're $1.99. They're
But tell
very
them to
cheap.
get the rubber ones, not.
Well, if you buy the rubber ones, they're more expensive. If you buy the plastic ones, you want to spray with like a PAM, and then they'll pop right
You know
out.
what?
And that doesn't change the.
I don't spray them.
You don't?
No, put them in the freezer, they pop
No,
out.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Because
They
you
will.
actually, you put them, you let them
Mhm.
cool at room temperature first.
Mhm.
Then you put them in the freezer and they pop right out.
Okay.
You don't even have to clean them
So
afterwards.
cheap, easy, and then you don't ever expect them to send anything back in the mail. And usually they can email you the orders.
Get over there tomorrow before you go to
Be
Yeah.
careful with the freezer. Be careful with the freezer. It doesn't affect your food, but it affects your scent because it pulls the scent out of them. So if you have customers who store their bars in the freezer, they're like, how come my bar doesn't smell? Well, where are you storing them? Oh, in the freezer. Well, you've just pulled all the scent out of it. Would you like to swap me for another bar?
Really?
Yeah, it pulls
So
the scent out.
refrigerator's okay
The
with the
refrigerator
freezer?
is fine, but the freezer it gets too cold and it pulls the scent.
Well, first of all, for samples, the freezer, you're only putting them in there for a few minutes. It only
Yeah.
takes maybe
You're not
5
supposed to
minutes.
have all mine.
And then they'll just pop right out, so you
Just don't forget it overnight.
We don't
or
need
you're-
to put ours in the freezer, you guys. They don't need to be stored in the
Right,
freezer.
I don't.
Or a refrigerator.
I have customers who have a whole bin of scents.
Okay, Janice, you want to have this one? What have you done to get inactive downline to re-engage?
I contact them and let them know that this is the best time of year to get some orders or even to do Christmas shopping from their own business and give out Scentsy as Christmas gifts.
Oh, hello, parent-teacher conference. They both got bars today, they love me.
Nice. I may or may not be trying to kiss up. She's keeping. You're getting that borderline seat with me, by golly.
Kindergarten drop.
But especially with our new products that we have too, I mean, a lot of people haven't even seen some of the layers products, and so I just, you know, I gave out hand lotion last year to the teachers, and they loved it. They didn't even know Scentsy had that now.
So is this what you're telling your downline to do,
I'm telling
try to
them
get
now-
them re-engaged?
Right, you just kind of gotta have to give them ideas of different things that they can do, different ways to get some sales and, you know, make some extra money, so.
I'm running a promotion, so I can't even tell you how it goes till next month, but I have mailed to the people in my team, my downline, not my group, just my team, and everyone who was at 0 last month, and it's just a Get Active campaign, and you know, I offered a bar and a spatula to anyone who could get the 150 PRV. And then the challenge I'm running on my team for people who are doing business is to beat last month's numbers by 15%, you get this, or 30%, you get this, or 50%, you get this. So just challenges is all it is, and contact, you know. Life happens. You've had a couple people, I know that some of my zeros signed up with the best intentions and just don't have the ability to do it. They're working 2 jobs just to keep a house. So, you know, I'm like, well, you have a job here, but that takes work, and that's steady, that's not, who knows. But that's what I'm doing, so I can't tell you how it's gonna work till next month.
I have a question. It's kind of off topic, but how would you remedy a situation? Because I feel like I run into a lot of people that already have a Scentsy lady, and they're like so afraid to not order from her, but I know they're not happy because they don't get their stuff, or it takes 3 months to get their 3 bars or whatever. What's like a good way to just segue into you getting, you know, like not taking someone else's business, but
here's what you have to remember, and I say this over and over and over. Your customers do not belong to you.
right.
They pick you as their consultant. So if they're picking someone who's treating them badly, then you can't really do anything about it. What you can do is just be there to pick her up when she's ready to switch.
Okay, that's good. That's really the only thing you can do. Your customers don't belong to you. The only thing you can do is make them want to come to you because you're going to take such good care of them that they would never go anywhere else.
Right. That's good. That's good.
To back up just a little bit, I want to throw out that a lot of people don't know this, but during this next probably 8 to 12 weeks is when Scentsy does 65% of their annual sales. This is when you recruit the most and you promote the quickest and you sell the most. This is the time to engage and just pull out all the stops. And so, I mean, everybody's been through the dry period in the summertime, right? This is really not the dry period. This is the fountain period. This is when it's all happening. So,
out of the directors here, how many people made director during this time of the year? Star directors, who made star director this time of year? Superstar directors, who made superstar director this time of year?
I think I made star, I can't remember.
Which kind of segues into the next question. What's the quickest way to make director? Work your team now during this time of the year.
If you have one person,
and your customers.
if you even have one person, start treating them like your team. Start taking care of them like you would if you have 50 people on your team. Even one person, because you're teaching yourself to be a leader, and you're teaching them to look to you as their leader. So that's the number one thing. Start working as a leader the second you sign somebody up.
And during that process, you're also teaching them how to be a leader when they recruit. So it kind of just works its way down.
I sat down last night with one of my frontline who is certified, and we were talking. I interview a new frontline or a new team member every month, and I put them in the newsletter, a little bio, you know, get to know, blah, blah, blah. And so last night we were sitting there talking, and I said, you know, I had a challenge, and I said, what does it take to get to the next level? And nobody really responded on my Facebook like it was too much to read or whatever. You know, I put up this big story. Here is, you know, what it takes to get your next promotion. If you're here, go here. If you're here, this is what you do. And then here's what it looks like when you're a director, and here's what happens, and here's what could happen, and you know, all this stuff. And you know, no one really responded. So I'm sitting down there with Becky last night, and I said, so what do you need to get to lead? She goes, well, I don't know. And I go, well, let's look. I whip out a catalog, and I said, here's what you need. I said, you need a frontline that's active. And I go, you got that? That's Christy, right? And she goes, yeah. And I go, you got to sell your 500 like you do every month for the rest of your life. She goes, I know. I said, okay, so what are you missing? She goes, it must be this number. I go, that number? Right, wholesale volume. I said, so what do you need to get that number? She goes, well, I need $1,000. That's what it says. I said, no, you need a little more because that's only wholesale. So always know that's 75% of your total number. So between you and Christy, you have to make this number. Look at this. I'm like, here you are. Here's this number. This is where you got to work. And here's this number. And then I go, and then what are you going to do next? You're going to get another recruit because she's got someone on the burner. And I said, and when she comes active, then you got to get this number. And then you got to get this number. She's like, oh. And I said, and then to get director, here's what you do. And she's like, oh. So sometimes it's just sitting down and, you know, they look at it, but do they understand that? You know, a little chart, we do, but do they? So sit down with them and just say, here's what you got to do. And if you want to know, look at it. If you don't understand it, ask someone. You know, what does this mean and how do I get there? And I look at stuff. Sometimes I have a team of 22, but my group is 1,930 something. So sometimes January, middle of the summer, a little sketchy. Do I make director numbers? Boy, it gets close. It gets to the end of the month. And it's always my team wholesale number. Always my team. I'm counting on them to, you know, come on, get the 2,000 in, girls. And I sit and think, what do I need to do? If I could sell more than 2,000 and get most of that number, then it would be okay. I'd always be director and I wouldn't have to sweat. So that was my goal is, you know what? I'm going to start working on my sales more and stop babysitting quite so much here. And, you know, I run motivations, I inspire them. You know, let's find some leads, let's find some new avenues. But that's what it takes is just knowledge. What's your next step? What do you got to get the next step? And then what do you got to get? And, you know, I think they can get overwhelmed if you start talking director and they're certified.
Yeah. What's the next step? I think is usually the closest I go. But it also takes motivation from you. You have to want it. You have to have the fire for it and the drive to be able to do everything
even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. Even if you're scared to do it. Even if you're afraid to be in front of the camera, you sit up here and you do it anyway because
Because he put on his skinny camera so we would look good today. I am an hourglass.
Anyway, that's the whole point though. You have to sometimes just get out of your comfort zone and do what it takes. And if you have that drive and you have that fire, you can make director, no matter what.
Just take it one step at a time. One level at a time.
There's
And
one,
be excited when you reach those levels.
I think Ralph Waldo Emerson actually said one time, adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. So the concept here is you're constantly working, going, a small party is a party. I mean, a small fundraiser is a fundraiser.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the volume is as long as you're consistent in performing.
Right.
And then you'll get there.
I love it.
Okay, how many Scentsy consultants are there? And do the numbers start over or continue in new countries?
Oh, I don't know
Read
that
that one
question.
again.
I know the answer.
How
My
many-
sister's part is how my sister.
Scentsy
Okay,
consultants
hold
are
on,
there?
let's repeat the question.
How many
please.
Scentsy consultants are there?
We don't know the answer.
Joe, it's
They're a little over
300,000.
3.
Well, the number is over 300,000.
But active.
Actually, current is,
I wanna
do you know? I missed it on the call.
I want to say
I
about
didn't hear about that.
264,000, something like that.
That
Is
are
actually
active.
accurate.
Because you have to think
Now,
there's
remember,
people that
active means
dropped.
150. That doesn't mean that they're out selling the world. That means they're probably doing it for a hobby or for their family.
They're your zeros that we were just talking
So there's
about.
over
They're in there.
300,000 people who have actually signed up for
I'm number
Scentsy.
255,567, so.
Oh my God. But Keely signed up. I actually have some gals in.
in a year,
I should
they
know this
could
question.
take a
I do
lot.
know this question. The answer to that question
It
because
continues on.
it continues on because I have some gals in England. Keely's from England. She has her sister's in England. So yeah, it just keeps going.
So it's all in
Yeah, it
one.
just carries
It's all in
on.
one.
Wow.
And the numbers never start over and they don't reuse numbers. So if a consultant
It's like a
drops.
family member, you don't
Right.
replace them.
Yeah. Yeah.
There might be another Brian, but it's not that same number,
Right.
Brian. Brian.
That would be too confusing. They wouldn't be able to keep track of statistics and all
Right.
that.
How many active did we think?
I want to
About
say
260
264,000 or so is what I heard.
Do you think it's that many?
So
I
I
Or
was thinking
remember,
like
a good
two, not
portion of those
active,
are not-
current. That are current.
That's a current.
Right.
Current, that are not inactive consultants.
So that means they have signed up and have not dropped.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's that number.
But we get a new statistic in January, right?
January.
They actually tell
all
us
new
every
volume.
week on the director call, but I just missed it this year. This week.
January,
I
I
missed
think we'll see that
That's
number
okay.
drop quite a bit, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if I looked at the statistics from 19, unfortunately, but from what I hear, it's a lot of doses.
Okay, about buddies. Can you wash buddies?
Yes.
And how?
I know that because I had a baby monkey take a trip to the backyard. A field trip with my dog Grace.
Oh no.
And he was a mess. So I'm thinking, well, he's ruined this way or he's ruined in the washer. So I threw him in the washer. His little hair didn't like getting all swashed around it, so it's kind of a gnarly mess. But the rest of him is
Can you brush it
fabulous.
out?
You could probably put them in a lingerie bag or a pillowcase too.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
I just threw him in straight up like my
I would
boyfriend
too.
did the
Hot
iPhone.
tub.
Boop, the monkey lasted.
I have heard of people washing them and putting them in the dryer, and they've
We
been
air
just
dried it because we weren't sure how
Well-
the dryer
Oh,
would
take the dryer,
affect
yeah.
the beads, the plastic beads in the hands and whatnot. So
Oh, yeah.
my daughter threw up all over Lenny. She got sick and Lenny was her.
Well, you know, I've had people actually throw their scent packs in their dryer for,
To freshen 'em up.
to freshen their laundry, and they say they're just fine.
Well, no, I think she was talking about the beads in the hands.
I know,
yeah,
but
but
see,
yeah.
so
That's
our
crazy.
scented beads are,
I think
Yeah.
they're the same beads, they just don't put a scent in them.
Ah, probably.
Because if you feel it, because
Feels the same, yeah.
my kids carry theirs everywhere, so they went to South Dakota with us and I was bored, so I wanted to know what. They know the same thing.
The second part of this is why can't we sell in the new countries that opened on October 1st?
No, you
You
can't.
can recruit
And-
only.
you can't sell.
Actually, you can't even recruit in your countries. Because only Region 2 can, and they can't recruit either, they can only sell. Region 2, okay, so remember how this is set up. Region 1 is the US and it's outlying countries, and Canada, right? That's region 1. Region 2 is Europe, so to speak. So we can sell and recruit in region 1, and region 2 can sell and recruit in region 2, but they can't, we can cross-recruit, but we can't cross-sell. I can only imagine it would be a logistics nightmare besides anything else. So just for that reason only, you can only recruit. So I have downline in England, but I can't sell in England, okay? Now, the new countries that just opened up, they're not intended to be recruiting new people there yet. They're only intended to sell there. Only people from region 2 can sell in those countries. What are we talking? Spain,
Australia.
Italy, Australia.
They're garnering
5.
interest.
So yeah, that's what the whole point is, that they're trying to see what kind of interest they're going to get by having parties and selling and, you know, sending packets or whatever, getting people interested in it. So that if they come up with enough interest, then they will probably open it up.
Interest already there.
Yeah, good. Keep it interested.
It'll happen soon enough.
Get someone in region 2 to sell to them.
For a whole year, she's been on hold.
Find someone in region 2 to sell to her, to keep her interested, keep her excited, and then so when it does open up, then they're the first one to sign up.
Yeah, but
And
now
they have
that
a big
now
job
that it's
ahead of
gone
them.
this step, it's not going to take much longer before that'll be the next step.
Yeah, it's good that they're doing it so that they're not opening up into countries that are flat. You know, because it takes a lot to open a country that's, you know, open a brand new country. That takes a lot. And so if they open to a country that's flat and not really interested in doing the business, it's just too much work. So it's good that they're doing it that way.
Along those same lines, keep in mind that we're dealing with a...
Tons of different laws.
Well, besides the laws, we're also dealing with an international economy that's dependent on the U.S. economy.
True.
And when we're struggling, they're really struggling.
Yeah.
So we try to throw in another direct selling company on top of that, and people don't have money, even though people would have signed up, probably won't if they don't have a better position.
True,
So why waste the time and energy to open if it's not time?
Yeah. So if you have people in region 2, you know, really work with them and get them excited and get them working with people in those other countries to build that interest to make it possible. Because that would be awesome to open 5 more countries. But, you know, not going to happen until there's excitement for it.
Are the Scentsy bars different than they used to be? The smell doesn't seem to last as long.
What's the word? Animosity?
Anosmia.
Anosmia.
Yeah, anosmia.
Anosmia.
No,
they're not different. Our noses get different. Our noses get used to a smell. There's some good training on the workstation and on the blog. There's some really great articles and videos to watch to help you answer those questions, because your customers, I love this scent, I buy it all the time, and they just don't seem as strong. Well, of course they don't, because you're getting used to it. So I always try to tell everybody that you need to have like 7 or 8 favorites, and you need to trade them out. And even if you have those customers that have a warmer in every room, well gosh, put a different scent in every room so you register the scent change everywhere you go, and then you're not getting used to, you know, that. But you do have to change them out. And then we old timers used to have bigger bowls, and we used to do like half bars or even whole bars at a time. So it was really strong, and then it went away, and it seemed to last for a month. Sizzling coconut lasted forever, I thought. And it's just because coconut is such a strong base and such a strong smell. So the change is we're going down to little bits of the bar now, the cubes, and so you have 1 cube, and you know, if you're leaving your warmer on all day or all night or all the time, like me, and then everyone says, oh, you change your bars every Sunday? I go, yeah, because this little cube can't last forever. It's lived a whole week, every day, every minute. They go, oh, I get what you're saying. So take it 5 days or 7 days times 24 hours, that's how long that bar's been going, and you know, I don't think your candle will last that long.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, a candle, I don't think it would.
Well, another thing that affects scents is also the temperature in the year, humidity, the time of year, the seasons of the year, and that varies from state to state and so on. You know how Washington's rainy compared to here, and Florida's humidity is huge, so it changes a lot in that way. And so there are some trainings on the training center about that, so it all makes a big difference, but our noses are a big key.
I tell people, think of this. Think about your favorite perfume that you wear all the time. You know, when you first put it on, you can smell it strong everywhere you go. Oh, I love that. But then soon you get so that you spray it, you can smell it when you first put it on, but then you can't smell, you kind of forget you even have it on until you go up to someone else and they say, oh, you smell fantastic. You know, you've forgotten about it because you can't smell it anymore. So have them remember that. You're totally used to the scent, and I've even noticed that my sense of smell has kind of diminished a little bit, which is not a bad thing because I can't smell the icky things either. I think it's just because, you know, so many scents over the years. It's okay. It's just what's going to happen. So.
Okay, we got a bunch more questions.
And I think we have time for one more.
Yeah, about one more.
Is it almost 8:30?
It's, well, I mean, 7 to 8. Are we going to 8:30?
Oh, is it only an hour? I thought it was till 8:30.
Well, we can do whatever. I was just.
It's at 8:30.
Okay, so we'll do a few more. Janice, do you want this one? What are your best suggestions for time management?
Oh yeah,
and Janice is a mom, she's got busy kids.
Talk to me, sister.
Come on, Janice.
Finding time for.
Well, I'm a morning
squeezing
person,
your
so
business in.
as soon as my kids leave for school, I get on and start looking at my reports and post what I want to post on Facebook, because I like to post on there, and read the different Facebook pages, because that's how I educate my mind on what other consultants are doing throughout the country, with especially like Grace Adele now. But I dedicate a couple hours every morning to my business, and then I plan out my day and my errands, because lots of times I'll deliver product to somebody, and I have a pretty tight schedule just because I have to be at home for when the kids get home. So, and I have everything on my calendar. I look at my upcoming events for the entire month, and even actually the next couple months I'll look and see where I'm going to be and figure out how much inventory I'm going to need. And so I'm always looking at my schedule and putting time in.
Calendar is very helpful.
Yeah, I think
that sounds pretty normal. Sounds. Yeah, you have a job. You have an outside job, so you have a different perspective.
I get up at 5. I go to work by 7. I work to 4. Sometimes I can sneak some Scentsy business. I'll turn the camera off. Sneak some Scentsy business. Not so much lately that we're busy. And then I go home at 4 and I get dinner ready and I play with the dog so she'll leave me alone. And then I sit down at my computer and usually, well, sometimes I'll walk and then sometimes I'll sit on the computer and look at team reports, try to get my group page fired up with some trivia or some contest or talk, funny pictures, answer emails, and try to call a few customers before it's too late and everyone's going to bed. And sometimes it seems like I'm checking the groups and trying to stay with what everybody's working on or finding, and so I look at the clock, it's like 11, I'm like, oh my gosh, run off to bed. And then sometimes I just can't, have to skip the whole last half of the day and just go to bed early. There's like a catch-up window somewhere around Thursday. Oh, today.
So here's what I want to know. Directors only for this time. Is there ever a day when you don't do something Scentsy? Raise your hand if you never do anything Scentsy.
I try and take Sunday.
Sunday's off. Okay, good. Is there in the group not directors? Raise your hand if you're not a director. Put your hand down if there are days that you never do Scentsy. You guys are awesome. Okay, Sunday, and if you choose to take Sunday off, perfect. That's a choice that you make. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you have to work 7 days a week. I mean it. I'm not your boss, this is your business. But what I'm saying is, especially even when I first signed up, I could not stand to even go one day without doing something Scentsy. And at that time, I'm number 69. There wasn't a lot of us to get in involved with, you know? And there wasn't a lot of customers to get involved with yet. So I wasn't even getting to be part of that, but I read my policies and procedures. I read anything else I could find. It didn't matter. I just want to do something Scentsy every single day. And really that still applies. I still do something Scentsy every single day. Mostly even on Sunday just because I can't get away from it.
How should I reward my top recruit? How should I? How should I reward my top recruit for high volume in selling?
That's a total choice up to you. What can you afford?
What can you
Don't
afford?
feel obligated.
That's more
either.
important than anything else.
That's not what Scentsy's about. But
They're
it's
big
good to
fat names
recognize.
all over whatever you send out. That's probably the best
I
recommendation.
see some of the greatest ideas on some of the director pages, but my daughter laughed at me because I had bought some gloves, some light cotton gloves to wear in bed because I have eczema and they get really bad sometimes and the splits are horrible, and so you just want to like sleep in Vaseline, you know, just to get some moisture there. So I had these gloves and they had little hands in them. And I pulled them out and I'm going, oh, I am so saving these, and I'm going to put them on little popsicle sticks. Now I'm going to be high-fiving everybody. High-five! I thought, wouldn't that be great? To send to your top recruit. High-five! Awesome! And then I heard somebody say at the dollar store, they got those little hands that clap.
Yep.
Yeah? So get one of those and send it to them. Rock on,
Oh,
dollar store.
Or a sincerely sent card.
Or a sincerely sent card.
Just because you buy your sincerely sent credits doesn't mean you have to use them all at once. They can sit there for 6 months. Just send a card at a time here and there.
Honestly, acknowledgement is probably all they want.
They're,
You know, I mean, it
their
doesn't
name,
have
yeah.
to be anything
Put their name on a
expensive,
newsletter, put their
but
name on a Facebook
acknowledgement,
page.
just so they know you care. That's the most
Yeah.
important.
And you know what? Find other, recognize other people in your team too, not just the tops. Because, you know, you're going to have that one top every single month, when the others are doing dang good too, you know? So find a time or you know, find a reason to recognize some of the others as well, because they want to hear their name just as much.
I think we have time for one more, and I'm noticing here a lot of time management questions. And I think, isn't that one of the planned trainings coming up, Christy?
We were gonna do an organization and
Organization and
time
time
management
management.
meeting, yes.
Is that?
Not just business, but personal too. We
Now
were
we're
talking
coming
about,
in
talking
months,
about
guys.
how if
January,
you're organized in your
January or
personal
February.
life, that carries over, and we don't always wanna focus on Scentsy. Sometimes we wanna focus on improving ourselves, so yeah, we were thinking
Time
about doing
management is a
that.
big one for all of us, I think, as moms, and, you know, a lot of us have other jobs that we do during the day. That's almost something that we should have like
We could do a whole meeting
time
on.
management tip every single meeting, and not just from us, but for those of you who have great things that you found to work well. We'll have to think about that. Okay, we'll do one more question though. Name 3 of the most important things that you do daily for your business.
Oh, that's my question, so I don't have to answer it. Yeah. I can.
What's the question one more time?
Name 3 of the most, if we have to, I guess what they're probably trying to get at is if you have to prioritize in your busy schedule, what are the 3 most important things that you should do daily for your business?
Each of you give
Customer contact is number 1, I think, for all the people who had your parties. You know, I had a couple parties last month, so now's about the time when I'm going to start contacting them all, so you sit down. I always make sure that they're happy with their order, that they like what they got, do they have any questions, and do you have any gifts you want to give, and would you like to earn them for free or half price, and try to get a party out of them. So customer contact, downline contact, or team contact. As you start gaining those members, you want to keep them as fired up as you are, and even when we admit we might have a day where we need some firing up too, our team can do that to us too. I posted recently, holy cow, I'm like, you know, I have all this stress and I just don't know what to do, and sometimes you just want to crawl in bed and curl up and pull the covers over, and I have people call me and go, are you all right? I'm like, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you on my team. I'm so glad. One of my gals, I said something about my hormones or whatever, and she says, sounds like you need to just breathe. And I started laughing. And then I said, okay, my midlife crisis or my mini crisis is over and I'm all happy again. And she goes something like, well, see how you warmed up. And I'm just like, love her. I love that girl. Thank you for bringing her to me. But I tried to do that with my friends, and here I have someone on my team that does that to me. So that is nice. So customers, downline, and then myself. I have learned I am not good at taking care of myself, whether that be physically, mentally, whatever. So I've been trying to walk. I'm not most successful at it every week, but by golly, I get some in. And I'm taking more baths without my phone handy so I can play games, you know. I'm reading leadership books. I'm reading the one the guy from Walt Disney wrote. Fabulous ideas and just how to treat people. And I'm thinking, oh, this is fabulous. So I'm just trying to improve myself. If I take care of my customers and I take care of my team who help me reach my goals and I take care of myself, I don't really think that I'm missing anything.
Good answer.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Before we do door prizes, you're,
yes, please show us, please show.
I'm very excited about this. So this is a great sit-down scarf.
Oh, cute.
It doesn't match me, but an hour before I came tonight, I saw this on YouTube, and I would love to show you how to do it.
Yes.
It's called a scarf vest.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty awesome. And it takes hours of sewing, so.
You don't have to do
I saw that.
So watch closely. You fold it in half. Okay, and then you tie these two corners together. And I love that it has the fringe on it because it just makes it even more fun in the front. I was so excited when I saw this. I started watching like all kinds of videos of scarf tying and things like that. Oh, hang on.
It's a little harder in front of the
Yes,
audience.
it's a little harder with the camera.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
and-
pressure you, but.
And the audience. Okay, and then
Camera.
you open up the front of it, and you have your sleeves,
Oh,
and you put it on, and it's
That
awesome.
is cute.
Yay! And if your it's not quite as wide, if your scarf isn't quite as wide, you can just pull it down in the back. I tied this a little tighter than I had it earlier, but yeah, and so it's pretty cool.
Way cute.
Next month, we'll make pajamas.
What about a Snuggie?
Personal Snuggies for everyone.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Okay, so before we break, so that you can come up and check out Sincerely Scent and help yourself to a little snack if you'd like. We're
Got a
gonna pull out.
couple of announcements, so draw a couple. and
Oh,
then
that's
we'll-
right, okay. 440-861.
Oh, wait a minute.
Prize table is
I know.
That's funny, every time. Every time they come, I always do, every time. That's awesome.
So the
See,
price
how it
over here,
works
pick
is you
whatever
have
you
to
like.
come every time in order to get a
I was
prize
out
every
of,
time.
I was out of state. I was out of state.
440-867.
That's good.
Okay, announcement number 1. Our next meeting is November 8th, so mark your calendars. November 8th. And
It's
invite.
always the second Thursday of the month. Always, 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 always.
We just look on your Facebook page.
There you go.
For that.
And feel free to invite, if you have a great hostess who really loves Scentsy, feel free to invite
Oh,
them. You never know
absolutely.
when the time might be right for them to decide to sign up.
Invite,
And
invite.
even if they're not interested right now, just so they kind of know a little bit more about the company and what's going on and the local connections we have, you just never know when it might spark a little extra interest in someone.
Actually, we might have to give out an extra prize for.
Yeah, for bringing a guest, we definitely should.
We should look
That's a
into
big deal, yeah. 868, did I already call 868?
No,
Next
you
one,
didn't.
okay.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't.
440-870. Yay! There's something on the table that you'll like.
Announcement
Pick
number
anything
2,
you
make
like.
sure you bring your recruiting books back if you haven't.
She's slinky now.
And the recruit, if you
440869.
And the last one is,
Last one, 440862.
and last but not least, can we thank our directors for putting themselves on the front? Thank you guys. We appreciate you, thank you. So of course, there's many of us directors here, so if you have further questions that we weren't in time to please feel free to come up and ask any of us, okay?
We're here.
But thank you for coming. Thank you. Safe travels.
Oh, did you?